In this video, I will show you some illustrations which help you to visualize your primary data, and this is basically belongs to the descriptive statistics. I will use only illustrations from a graphics package, and for data you can take something simple, easy for yourself, like I found prices for black and white paper in our datasets, but I decided to go to World Health Organization data. It is here. They are quite kind, providing primary data as an Excel file. The file is a little bit complicated. The original file has many pages with notes on the first page. Then you can see all the details, and you notice that the header of the table is pretty complicated, and it will cause problems during import in R, therefore needs some simplification. And I did it. This is the simplified version of the first page. So I reduced all the headers to one line, and in this format it is good and can be taken. And next I open this prepared file in my R script. So this is how it looks like. Then I can check the column names and see that it begins with the male-female population, then both sexes population, then life expectancy, then mortality and diseases. But we will focus only on the first three columns, male-female population and both sexes. First thing to do to look at the data is doing histogram. Histogram with the data as there are shows you that there are lots of small values, a few of a big one, and nothing in between, so it's not really informative. And as for statistics, it's also pretty useless. That's why I immediately do a log2 transform and then do histogram. Now it looks better. It is a bit distorted bell shape with the skewing to the right and tailing to the left. I can illustrate the same skewing business with a bar plot, and this is the right way of using bar plot, where if you zoom in, you see that there are lots and lots of individual bars over here. Each represents a country. It is ordered. Pay attention, I ordered the table by both sections population size, and default is low to high. And then again you realize that if I ask for mean and the median values of the log transform data, then I will probably come somewhere here in the middle, which is meaningful exercise. We do this descriptive statistics, one of many, by calling summary. So we see mean and maximum and median and mean immediately, and therefore we can define them. And then we use upline function to project it to the bar plot. So mean value red line, and yellow is a median. So here there are, so somewhere in the middle we can later find countries with the median or mean population size. If we want to check more than one column, then a standard illustration is a box plot. In this case, we compare male and female population with the box plot saying that show me the median values. Then we can use a strip chart, it's also in the base graphics, where we project all experimental data for all countries on the same plot. But if you would ask, can I do violin plot, which is a combination, so to say, of a box plot and a histogram, the answer is no. Although it's available in Viaplot package. Let's do it. And let's call again male and female population. So it is. And again, on this plot we can project a strip chart and see how experimental dots are falling into this violin plot. There is another version of histplot which is more like a histogram, and you can modify it, probably do more breaks or less breaks, and colors darker or lighter. And that's it more or less for base graphics. You can call graphics in your help window and go through and check all these positions. So what else I could find here was a dot chart, but I was not really impressed by it. It does a dot plot for male population and female in separate, but it's very busy plot which is not so attractive and probably doesn't make any sense. A little bit of analytical part. So what is the mean country? Let's go back. Remember, there was somewhere in the middle of all country sizes, we said there must be some countries around the mean size or median. It's your choice. Now we can ask, what is the size of such a country? It is times 1000. It means a little bit below 6 million population. And then we can ask, what are the countries in my table where the difference between mean and the real population is less than 100. That's the way how you do it. Do a subset by rows. The comma after means select by rows. And then it selects very few. And then you call for names, and it says Congo, Denmark, and Singapore are the countries which are in the middle of these population sizes, provided that we do a log transform. So you can also practice with the t-test between male and female population. Again, meaning this. So technically you can do a t-test even though it is not exactly normally distributed data. I've seen worse cases, but for safety you better use also Wilcoxon test, and here is a little bit of a strange situation that, of course, as we expected, visually and analytically we can barely find a difference between those two. and in this case you have to call paired test. With Wilcoxon, it is strange that if it's not paired, so it says in unpaired form that it's not significant, but in a paired it says that it is. I think it is a effect of the small countries, that in those countries fluctuations of male and female population is quite big, and maybe it affects the whole rank statistics, which is Wilcoxon test about. And so to check how well, how stable is male to female distribution, we can do pretty trivial plot and then see that for most of the countries male to female ratio is very constant except for the few which have a prevalence of males. So we can ask for the ratio. So we create a new column in our data set, which is named MF ratio. Then we can ask for the histogram, and then there are few. How few are they you can also see by printing out histogram primary data, that there is a breaks and counts. So there is one country with a 2.8 fold difference between male and female. That's incredibly big. And then there is one with 2 and 4, also quite big. And then they go 1.6, 1.4, 1.2 for two countries, okay. And then the rest, exactly 1 is 60 countries, 0.8 is 120. So you don't have to read always from here, you can always print out your histogram data. Then again, we are curious what are those countries. We order our table by MF ratio and then ask first 5 over there, and it appears to be Qatar, United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Oman, Kuwait. Strangely enough, all neighbors of one another, and their male to female ratios are also printed out. That was the exercise.